Right, here we go. This is a guitar body that was given to me, and I've done a few bits and not filmed it yet. I apologise. But a friend gave it to me. It's a strap style body with a strap style neck, 25.5 inch, 25.5 inch scale, that is. Now, you might be wondering what all this is. I'll give you some background first. I was given a guitar body by a friend, but no neck. And I was chatting to another friend, and he said, I've got a neck you can have. So, I went and picked it up. And while I was there, he said, you might as well have the body as well. I thought, well, if they come together, I'll keep them together. Easy peasy. I thought, I know. That was given to me. I've got bits lying around. I've got a set of pickups, a couple of sets of pickups that were given to me. I thought, why don't I just build a guitar out of bits and pieces I've got lying around? So, that's where this bit comes in. The bridge I have lying around doesn't fit on here because this is designed for a Stratocaster style trem. Well, the bridge I've got, excuse me, I've just had lots of fizzy drinks. The bridge I've got is hardtail, bang straight on. But to screw it in the right place, we'll be screwing into thin air where that hole was. So I thought, I'll fill it. And I put a bit of walnut in there, epoxied it in. And then I realised I'm going to have to drill through the body because it's got no access at the back. I'll get it, I'll show you. So it has no string access at the back, only underneath. So I'm going to have to drill the holes through. And when I was at it, it was like, well, there's no need for that hole there anymore. I thought, I'll just fill it in. I don't know, it's, you know, the grain probably isn't matching the right way around. It's not matching wood. I don't care. I mean, these two bits, God knows what they are. Just scrap of wood lying around the workshop. It's a cheap guitar. You know, I don't think having a couple of bits of wood are really going to make a massive difference to the tone. If they are, who cares? It's cheap. It's virtually free. The only bits I'm going to have to buy are I need some new machine heads because all the ones I've got are for the left side at the minute. So I'll buy a few of them. I've got to buy a 5-way switch for it because I've only got 3 ways in. And I have to buy, I think I might have to buy some new pots because I think I've got 2 A pots. I need a B pot. And that's it really. Everything else I've got lying around the workshop. I want this to be pretty rough and ready, like most of my guitars. And I can't decide it's because I like the rough and ready, the rustic, you know, the bit battered look, or it's because I'm just really no good at aesthetics. I'm very much function. I make it work. It doesn't necessarily look good. But I suppose it's the not looking good that makes it look good, you know. You can see all these little drawings here. And look, there's little words that say wood and resin and wood. And there's a clue. The guy got it, oh, sorry, there's a clue. The guy who got it off was going to cut these bits out, replace them with resin. He did what started on it, and I think just life got in the way, and he was just kicking about doing nothing. So when I mentioned I was looking for a neck, he said I've got one. And when I turned up, he gave me the body as well. So I thought, right, okay. I won't do this to sell because if someone gives me stuff, I feel bad about putting it together to sell. So, yeah, got to keep this for myself. Fretboard, it's all one piece, so the truss rod's been put in the back. There's actually a gap there. I don't know if that was... I don't know if that's a factory thing or if that's been chopped out, I don't know. It's quite straight. Yeah, I don't know if you can see down there. Yeah, straight as it is. Frets are in decent nick. I replaced that nut. The original one was white and it just looked a bit well, it's a bit dirty and a bit grubby, so I thought I'd just pop another one in there. I think I'd do the clean. So I don't know if I do spray this, if I'll spray the neck as well, and then varnish the fretboard. But that's eventually doing a lot of stuff. You don't know what you're doing until you come to it, because I like to be as surprised as everybody else. Well, here we are. The way up. Now you can see, yeah, get the camera right. Get the camera straight, Mike. There, where I filled it in, there's a bit of walnut under there. Doesn't quite come up to the top, because there's a lip. It's all epoxied and everything. Just come a bit above the... it's a bit raised. So, let's get a hand plane. I've already started doing this. And just do a little bit. You've got to be careful because it will dig into the wood, which has a couple of times. Now, I'm not too worried about that because this is a bit of a scrappy piece. And I keep doing this for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Yeah. As long as it takes. I mean, I could set up a jig with my router and do it, but you know, if I try and make it quicker, it doesn't make it worse. I've found often. And epoxy, when it's set, does act similar to wood, but not the same. So it does take a bit of. You know, it doesn't shave off like wood. You know, if you get wood, you get a shaved bit come off. It comes off in little bits like that. You know, it's you can see that. There we go. Oh, dropped it all. Yeah, there we go. Bits like that. Also, I have got somewhere. I've lost it. Oh, it's over here. Look. That's got a little plane, which you look for fine little bits, but not on this. The idea is to get as much off as possible, and then get the sander to it. I'm not bothered about these little bits here. I mean, you know, I'm tempted to give it a whack around with the hammer before I paint it. I might not paint it. I might just varnish it. Leave all these notes that my mate put on. Just because. Let's bring you in closer, look. Bring you above it. See them holes there? That's where the original bridge was fastened in. That's what I mean. This was originally for, you know, Stratstyle Bridge. But I've come to put this here, and all the holes were right in that hole. So that wouldn't have fastened on at all. See, I couldn't fasten it there because it's too short. There's a faint line, I'm going to have to redraw it. But that's just there is where the you know what it's called is, you know, that the thing, the 25.5 inch scale line. It's where the bridge should be, right there. Yeah. Ooh. Ah. That lot ain't comfy. Had my beard in my mouth as well. Oh. So, anyway. It's a book. You see there, I can actually feel, oh, that's where I've dug in a bit. It feels fairly flat. Again, yeah, I could have got a router set up to make it flat, but as long as that is not enough, I was going to stick a bit of fill around it, maybe. I still got that bit there to sort out. Again, it's just more. Yeah. That needs sanding down a bit more. Do that in a bit. That's all right. That's flat. That's sticky. This pretty much gone off actually. Look at that, yeah. Still a little bit soft. Not soft, but it's not fully cool. But it's. I'll still put a fingernail in it. Fingernail scratch. That'll be alright. Just need to just get across the excess bits there. That's a bit more quite easy with a bit of masking tape there. Yeah, look, that actually split off. So yeah, what I'll do, so that wood's quite thick. I might have to make a bit of a jig. Actually, well, I know what I can do, because I've got a table router. So I can either make a little jig and have my hand router and do that, or I'll put 2 bits of wood there, either side, turn it upside down, run it over the table router. Let's see. Just check this. That's 19. Yeah. 20, actually, let's zero it. 20.6. 20. 20.4. Oh, that's a bit thinner, so that's a bit damaged, that's why. Try it this way. 20.5. 20.5. 20.6. 3. So actually, from here to here, I need a pencil. It's about here, and about halfway. Actually, think about it. Yeah, there. Yeah, I'll not do that today, but I'll chop this off. Chop it in half. I'll put them down there. Bits double-sided sticky tape or the old masking tape and glue. I'll run it over my router, which is behind the camera there, and the rest I can do with me planer and sander. Quicken things up a bit. But yeah, an excuse to play with toys. That's what it really is. I'm gonna leave that there. But it is now. I don't know what time it is now. Let's have a look. It'll tell me on here. It's 20 to 6 on a Friday evening. I'm lucky. I finished work at 3:30, so I get the rest of the evening to myself. So I'll come down here a couple of hours. I do a bit of this. Right, here's my router table. Now I have made one before, built straight into the bench, but see the state of the bench. That happened to that, so put this in. Anyway, the router's down there. There is a bit in. I've routed this out level. I've got a little thing so I can Pick it up there if I want to, or in there. So this is level with the board, and it's fastened down in each corner, countersunk as well, and then the router itself is fastened underneath. So underneath, there's the router. The switch is actually wrong side, but here's a clever little bit. I got it off my mate Joe. Big block wood there. This. Just car jack. If it'll focus. Yeah. So I can adjust the height much easier, and then when it's at the right height, excuse the camera work, I can lock it in place and just bring that away. But as it is, yeah. Because I don't like using scissor jacks on my car. I think they're horrible. I don't think they're safe. I don't feel safe with them. So I've got a proper trolley jack, but this is absolutely brilliant. My mate Joe had this idea on his router table. Same thing, he just drilled a hole in and... Hello again, here we are. Say hello again. For you, I've just finished and gone to the pub. For me, that was last week. Yes, well, I've been at work all week and I've been doing other bits, but here we are, right. Now, you've seen, I've filled this great big hole here. But what you didn't see me do is route it flat-ish. Still bits there. Hence I got me planer, chisel, I'm going to sand it. Yeah, I did that on my table router. That's a really tough bit of epoxy there. I mean, it needs to come off completely, really, because that's sitting well above the body of the guitar. And again, I just want to soften the edge off a bit so that the planer doesn't just jam against it. And yeah, a bit. Right, do you know what I'll do? I'll get my hand sander out. Get my safety gear on. Is this overkill, do you think? You know, I just wear no goggles, but I bought these because they're good. These have had the years. Go through this gas. Just do gas, this one. Right. Well, that looks like it's helped rather a lot. Oh, well. Oh, my glasses as well. So I just knocked all the stuff over. that bit for now is done. I say I have not decided yet. I'm thinking I would like to varnish it. I'm even leaving some of these marks that my mate put in, where he was going to swap resin with, cut the wood out, put resin like he did here. I'm just wondering about this filler. If I just varnish over that, is that gonna cause problems? It shouldn't do. Actually, no, it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't, because the first coat of polyurethane. Yeah, if I do that, I think I'm going to do that. The first coat of polyurethane, I will mix 50-50 with thinners, and that'll help it soak right into the wood, giving it a good mechanical bond, really. As well as, obviously, sanding and that. That'll soak into the wood, and then before it's fully dry, it's still fully cooked. It's fully cured. I'll give it a coat of undiluted poly, and then maybe a couple of coats after that, and then leave it to cure. Which I've done for a lot of my guitar builds. Because I do quite like that look. A brushed poly, as opposed to say, sprayed lacquer or something. So I think that's probably what I'll do with it. Yeah, this bridge has no access for strings at the back. They all come through the body. So I'm going to have, once I've fitted the bridge, or at least settled on the location, I'm going to have to drill through. There is some holes here, but they were to hold the original Strat style bridge. And these are going to be further back. But, and I have done this on a previous guitar, but what happened was when it come through the back, they were all a bit, because I had to use a hand drill, because my pillar drill will not reach this far into the guitar. So, I mean, the other option is get 2 bits of wood, put them like that, and make the initial drill that way. Yeah, that's about it. It may look a bit wonky on the back. I'm gonna have to leave that. I've got the scratch plate and everything at home. I'm gonna wire that at home. Basically, that's one good thing I like about Strat styles. There, you can wire it all onto there and just plonk it on. Yeah, much simpler than other ones. I've decided not to go for a humbucker here. I mean, I did think of putting, because I've got a push-pull pot, so I was thinking of putting a humbucker and putting single coil, coil tap. Yes, that's it. Find your words, Mike. I'm going to just polyurethane it with all the marks and stains, except that I need to get off because I don't know, that's glue, something like that will not adhere properly. I need to sand some of the filler back a little bit because it is that proud. Yeah, I think, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it looking rough as a very rough thing. Rough as bottom holes, you might say. The neck. Where did I put that? I think I'll leave it, to be honest. I mean, well, that needs sand. How's that? Yeah, I think that needs sanding off a little bit. Bit 180, bit 400. I know it's quite a jump, but yeah, again, it's not it's not like I'm trying to make it a perfect polished surface. Yeah, not about scratching there, just like bits here I'd like to blend in a little better. Right, that is quite okay. Hello again, here we go. Right, as usual, I've done a load of stuff without filming it because I always forget. Anyway, what I have done, I've marked the centre line of this, and I've marked, I used it by, let's demonstrate, let's do it properly, mate. I popped the neck on, and then I followed the lines down and used them to find the centre line. From the centre line, I found where to put the bridge. About there. And what I also did, I've marked some holes there. These are where the strings are going to go through. Now, I could get them nice and straight, lovely and dead centre through, with a drill press, or a pillar drill. Problem is, mine's not big enough. It only comes to about here. It won't go all the way up here. So, I'm going to do it a little bit freehand. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill through, probably use 5mm bits, right the way through. When they come out the other end, I'm just cut that bit up open a bit, just tidy it up a bit, just to thread them through. I know, it seems a bit daft. I filled in one hole only to cut another down there, but these little white ones, that's where the previous bridge was anchored. There we are. Now, they don't look quite in line, do they? But again, that is not to worry. This is a 13mm, and this is just to make a bigger hole. Mine doesn't fall down. Yeah, pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do here is just score it just at the edge here, just there. You see that side. That's it. Just give it a tap at the end. So it's not going to be the neatest in the world, and I don't care. Right, that is actually fine. I know it's a metal file, but I just want to just smooth this off a little bit. Using metal files for wood. This is ready for varnish. While the body's being varnished, don't need to varnish the neck. I'm quite happy with that. Needs a bit of a clean up. I'm going to install the hardware on the neck at home. Well, here's the bridge for the guitar. Note how high I've had to put the saddles. Really, really inconvenient. Actually, yeah. Basically, that bridge wasn't designed for that guitar, and I suspect that neck was not designed for that body. Maybe wrong, but anyway, so I decided I'll make a little shim. Now, I know it's not the tidiest in the world, but I say that guitar is a rough, knocked up thing. But if you look here, that's where the screws go in, that's the strings. Get in focus. It's only raising it, what's this, 2mm? I think 2mm should be enough, actually. I do hope. Just to bring these saddles down a little bit. Now, if it does need lifting anymore, what I'll probably do is actually take that out and route down the neck pocket. But, like I said, I don't feel the need to. Simply because, yeah, it's fun knocking this scrappy bit of metal up. Also, I do like the scrappy look. I do like that scrappy look. Well, here we are with the bridge and the bridge extension. Let's get it right where I am. Now, let's have a look. It does appear to fit quite well. And with this on top, it should be tickety-boo. Right, you will notice that I'm not in my workshop. That's just because I fancy doing it here. Right, so, oops. So what I need to do is just make sure that these go through. Okay. Everything seems to line up nicely there. So, oh dear. Oh, I'm making a big Z of it again. Never mind. Look at that there. Wait, there we are. That should just... Oh, I need a put the wrong size there. Come on. There we go. I just see that that goes in all right. There we are. Let's get restringing it. Now these are the strings I put on, they are brand new. Yeah, I know they look a mess, but they are actually brand new. I took them off to do this little shim for the bridge. Now I'm sure you don't want to see me stringing up a guitar, so I'll come back in a sec. The bridge is still ridiculously high, so I've got one of these. Oh, is it upside down? It is. So I can measure the string height. Now, just to have a glance, you can see how high the strings are. So, just to start with, I've tensioned the strings to approximately where they need to be. They are moving a little bit actually. It'll be alright, they will settle. So I'm just gonna, I've got really bad coordination. I've got dyspraxia. The fact that I can even play a guitar is actually quite amazing to me. Right, so if I just get that to ease. Right, I'll give that a quick look. Right, at the top fret, I'm going to set this at I'll start at 0.5mm. So bring this down a little bit. about right. That's 0.5mm there. Tune that back up a bit. And I'm going to do the same on all the other strings. So from here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring these down approximately to the height of that one. What I'll do, I'll mute this off so you don't keep hearing horrible noises. So I'll bring them down to the approximate height. And as I do, obviously I'm going to tune them back up to the notes they're supposed to be. When you look at the height difference there, look. Can you see it? Oh, can you zoom in? Let me see. I can't zoom in. Let's. But you can see how high they were to how high they are now. Oh. Excuse me, I've got. Oh, things are falling apart. Look, I'll be mug. There we go. Right. It's one of them. Well, they call it an octopus stand, but it's only got 3 legs, so it's not octopus in the slightest, is it? But you know the style I mean. Now, yeah, you hear that difference. Now you hear the difference. Yeah, you hear the difference between that pickup and that. Perhaps they won't be the other way around. But that does have a nice little. When you put them together. Let's see what it's like with a bit of distortion. Not bad considering it's knocked out of bits. Yeah, I'll do that bridge at a later date. I've got other projects to do, and this is just for me, just because it was lying about. I had bits lying about. Let's knock one together. Yeah, if you like and subscribe, you'll see when the new videos come out, which isn't as often as I'd like, but I do have a full-time job as well, and you know, sometimes I only get maybe a day at the weekend to get on with one of these, but still. Anyway, there you go.